Inferno.
Inferno.
Growl. But Marty Friedman.
God, wow.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Inferno by Marty Friedman, produced by Marty Friedman on Prosthetic Records. If you're live under a fucking rock and you're in metal, Marty Friedman's the greatest guitarist to ever live. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not kidding. Not in my world. Marty Friedman was in Megadeth's heyday. Rust in Peace, Countdown to Extinction, Euthanasia, Risk,
Cryptic
writings, and Hidden Treasures and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's basically where he made a name for himself. Then he left Megadeth, and then he did some Japanese pop shit, and now he just put out a very metal album.
Very metal.
Extremely metal, and I'm just kind of creaming all over the place. If you don't know, if you've been following this channel long enough, Marty Friedman is my favorite guitarist ever. He's my biggest influence, and so yeah, buddy. Keith, what do you think?
I thoroughly enjoyed this album. And again, since it's Marty Friedman's Inferno, so I mean, anytime you get kind of an act or even a band like that, whoever that person is in the band is going to be the centerpiece. So it's Marty Friedman's child. He produced this. He probably wrote just about everything for it. So the albums, there's a lot of Marty Friedman showing why he was, the lead guitarist of one of the biggest thrash metal bands, probably also one of the biggest metal bands ever, Megadeth. And he has not lost his touch at all. If anything, maybe being free of Megadeth has made him better. He has full creative flowiness. He can write whatever he wants. I mean, the title track, Inferno, is really good. I mean, that's literally almost, 5 minutes of him just going to town on his guitar, and it just sounds awesome. And there's a bunch of guest vocals on this track. There's guy from Revocations.
Yeah, David Davidson. There's Alex Leho, chilling the bottom, and there's Danko Jones from Danko Jones.
Yeah.
I've never listened to Danko Jones, so.
But and it's cool too because when you listen to all the songs that those guys are on, you kind of pick out the songs sound different. The songs, it's not like it's Marty Friedman wrote one kind of album, one kind of maybe song in a way, and then these guys had to just put vocals to it. He was I could see him being there I want to do a song with this guy. Alright, he sings this kind of music, let me write something a little bit more of this. Especially I noticed a song with alright, I forget his name already, the guy from Revocations. David, that's kind of a little bit more, I mean, it doesn't sound like Revocations, but it's a little bit more towards that maybe style. And the same thing with the other vocalists, is that it's a little bit more towards that style. See, what else can I think? The drumming was really good. I mean, it's, again, even though this album's supposed to be about Marty Friedman, the drumming was one another thing that, besides him, that really stuck out to me. So the drumming was phenomenal. And of course, like I said, Marty Friedman, he's a champ at soloing, and he's just a great guitarist. And I mean, this is some of the most well-written metal I've heard. Definitely so far this year, and I think just in a long time. It's just really masterfully written, and it's kind of so that everything fits. The drums, the bass, the vocals, the guitars, all that stuff fits. It's all goes really, really well. But then again, it's Marty Friedman at the centerpiece, and it's him saying that he's back, he's in metal, and it's just an awesome comeback, I think, because this is his first album back from doing metal, right? Mm-hmm. I believe so. So this is a great comeback and return to the land of metal for Marty Friedman.
I'm glad Marty Friedman decided not to really join another band after Megadeth or a band like that, because he's a guy that he can't be restricted. And this is very obvious on this album, just the creative control, the just openness to writing anything. It's seriously incredible. The song Inferno is just, it goes down so many different paths, and each one is equally as good as the last one, and it's just like, dude. And it's just like, when it comes to instrumental music, especially, I like instrumental music that, has a little bit more feeling to it, that, goes through, I guess different emotions and stuff like that, such as Animals as Leaders or Scale the Summit or something. I don't really listen to a lot of instrumental music that's just, fucking metal the whole time. But this is absolutely amazing, and it holds your attention the whole way through. And each song is well different than the last one, and it's just solid fucking songwriting the entire way through. And the songs, what Keith said, a song like Sociopath that has David Davidson on it is just incredible, and it did feel a little bit more like it was a revocation song. And the song Lincoln Throat,
Lycanthropy.
I can't English. Whatever Keith said. The one with Alexi Leho and Danko Jones, that track was incredible as well. So and there's a lot more. There's only 4 out of the 12 tracks on here. There's only 4 tracks that don't have a guest appearance on them. And most of these people I honestly don't know. I know Jason Becker, and he's fucking tits at guitar, so that one was pretty awesome. Horrors, track 11. But seriously, like, track 2, Resin, has this really strange guitar riff in it that's just really choppy, but yet it's really fast, and it's just like, dude. And the part that really stands out to me right away, that's just like, dude, Marty Friedman's just, he hasn't lost his touch. It's the part in Inferno that's just kind of like epic, where the guitar's just like,
that part's like awesome.
Oh my god, like, this is dope, dude. I always felt when it came to Megadeth, there's no guitar solos that sound as flawless as Marty Friedman's, and I always looked at the Tornado of Soul solo, my personal favorite solo of all time. You can't get more perfect than that in terms of balancing shred and just great songwriting. That is the perfect solo in my eyes. And I always felt that, out of all the 40,000 Megadeth guitarists, because Dave Mustaine can't keep one for a really, really long time, Marty Friedman's work just always stood out more. I feel that, like, Chris Broderick is an amazing guitar player, but he's not an amazing solo writer in my eyes. He just kind of shreds a little too much. David Mustaine.
Way to get all technical.
What am I thinking? Dave Cumstain. I don't know. His solos are kind of hit and miss with me. Some of them are pretty rad, but some of them are just like,
he's wanking
that
off.
sounds like dog shit. What are the other guys? Chris Poland, he was okay.
Chris Poland's pretty good.
And I forget the guy's name that was early. He passed away. Or no, that was their drummer.
What do you mean, like the guy on So Far So Good? I forget who that guy is.
His name was Jeff something. He was pretty cool, but there was one other one that played on like Peace Cells. I forget.
Chris Poland played on Peace Cells.
Oh, did he?
He did.
He had another one, but it's not coming to me. Anyways, but just Marty Friedman's always stood out to me. I mean, listen to the solos like Hangar 18. Like, my God, I know not all of them are his. Some are Dave Mustaine's, but you can easily tell which ones are Marty Friedman's because they're just written so well. And he uses, I've sat down and, tried to learn a lot of his stuff, and some of it's just so weird and crazy in terms of, some of the notes I'm just like, dude, I feel like this note doesn't even fit, but it fits because you made it fit somehow, and it's cool. It's just cool how he uses literally every note on the guitar in every single way, and I feel, you know, this album's not just shred, and that's what I really like about it. It's songwriting, and it's just really, really well executed, you know, soloing and riffage, and I mean the riffage is fucking tight on here, and I mean it's really good, and the drums really were good, like Keith said, by I have it here, Greg Bisonette, I don't know, Tony Franklin played on bass, so yeah, this is a good album. This is a solid fucking album, man. And I encourage you all to pick it up, whether, you know, if you're a Megadeth fan, if you're just a fan of Marty Friedman, if you're a fan of instrumental music, if you're a fan of metal, if you're a fan of, you know, listening to guitar guys just fucking shred on guitar, this is your shit. And I liked, at moments on here, just reminded me of, like, 80s speed metal, and it was just so cool. This is just a solid album throughout, and I could not be any more happy to hear Marty Friedman back in metal, writing metal, and just making music again, because, you know, metal needs someone like Marty Friedman. Supposedly he's touring, and I really...
Megadeth.
Yeah, the only thing this album's really missing is a guest appearance from Dave Mustaine.
I know, he should have got him to be like, fuck you, this is my album.
Yeah, I'm in control now, you fucking asshole.
You get a 5-second solo. There, you're done. Get the fuck out of the studio.
Yeah, dude, just buy this album. I hope Marty Friedman really continues making music. I'm gonna listen to this all the time now.
Yeah.
I miss Marty Friedman. I was telling Keith, if Marty Friedman was down for being gay and he just really needed some, I'd be open for it. Literally. My ass would be wide open, dude.
My body is ready.
Yeah.
Alright.
Just picture me getting right.
No. Alright.
Too far, too awkward. You all probably turn this video off, and if you haven't, then you're queer.
Should we do scores?
We should do scores because this is getting gay.
I shall give this album an 8.75 out of 10. This is a very good album. Solid. Awesome album.
Solid. I would give this album a solid 9.5 out of 10. There's nothing wrong with this album. I don't even know why I gave it a 9.5. It just doesn't feel like a 10. You know, some of those albums you're like, there's nothing wrong with this. It just doesn't feel like a 10. Same with this, but it feels like a 9.5. Anyways, we passed 1,000 subscribers, and we were doing work today. So there'll be some shit up soon whenever we all four can get together. We do some cool stuff. There's lots of other cool stuff, such as reviews, E3, video games,
Lots of video
and
games.
me in bed with Marty Friedman.
We're gonna film it.
Yes.
YouTube exclusive.
Yes.